Hey y'all, welcome back. I am making another soap today, and it is one of my favorites, and it is one of the favorites of my friends and family. It is Lime in the Coconut. I love this fragrance. Really takes me back to my Bath & Body Works obsession days. As always, we're just going to start off by adding the lye water solution to all of our oils and mix it up until we hit trace. This is probably the hardest thing that I struggled with when I first started making soap, is figuring out when the right time to stop mixing this. And now I'm adding the fragrance oil. It is coconut citrus from Brambleberry. I've tried a lot of different coconuts and citrusy smells, tried to blend my own, and honestly, this is still one of my favorites. This soap today is going to be 3 different colors. It's going to be the natural color that's already in the soap. It is going to be brown, and I'm going to mix a little lime green in here. So I'm just going to portion it out and kind of decide how much white versus how much brown I want, and apparently it didn't look right at first. And here comes in the brown. This is Magic Mushroom from Nurture Soap. I love it. It gives it a nice, like, chocolatey pudding type color. I talk a lot about pudding when I make soap, don't I? And here comes the green. This is Neon Fluorescent Green, also from Nurture Soaps. And when I mixed this up, I went, oh, that's a little too bright. But I said, no, that's what you wanted. Just trust it, and that's gonna look fine. And I think it does look good in the finished product. And here comes the mold, and we're just gonna layer it in here with the natural soap color and the brown. And a little more brown. And a little more natural, and then we're going to put some green in. And I have soap canes that I made that are little half crescents in a bright green limey color. So I'm going to put 2 of those in. And this is the first soap cane. And I thought I had measured it. I apparently did not. And I'm just going to cut it so I can get it in there. And nope, still too long. How many times does this take me, guys? Put your guesses in the comments. Because that was number 3. And number 4 gets it in there, but it overlaps a little bit and I have to take it out again. This is getting ridiculous. So I finally get the sizing right. And I was a little bit smarter on the second one. I measured it based on the first one that I did. So we're just going to put a little more of this batter in here. I had to loosen it up a little bit. And put a little more green in there before we're ready for the last soap cane. I'm going to put most of this natural color soap in there because I wanted the top to be mostly brown. So I'm going to use all of this natural color soap before I get to the very top layer. I like to make sure I use every little bit of soap that's available so I don't have any leftovers. When I do have leftovers, I'll usually make little tiny one-time use soaps out of it. And here's the second soap cane that's going to look like a lime. And I didn't measure this one, measured it too short. But luckily I had some extras just to kind of squeeze in there so that we have a full lime all the way through all the bars. And I just pushed it down because it wasn't being covered with soap. So I'm going to come in here with the last bit of that chocolatey brown and cover the whole top in that brown, and then put a green stripe in there and swirl it together. Like I said, I like to get all the little bits of batter that I can. Try not to waste anything. Just like a lot of soapers are like that. And I even, reuse all of my bevels and the little scraps. A lot of people do that. Oils are expensive, so try to use everything we can. I am spreading out that brown, and then we're going to come back with a green stripe, and we're going to swirl it real pretty. Stripe number 2. I've seen soap makers use all sorts of things to swirl, spoons and whatever. This is just a popsicle stick. That's it. And I love swirling soap batter and making pretty things on the top. I just have to stop myself or it gets muddy. And this is the part I love, is the extra ridiculous decorations. And here I'm putting on little green limes, and they're very glittery. Of course, they're glittery. I can't help myself. Everything has got to be glittery. I'm just going to put them each one on each bar. And I have the bar markers marked out on the edge of the soap mold there so that I can kind of gauge it. Just going to nudge them to make sure we get them in the right place so that I can cut things evenly. And here is the up close. I did end up putting a little bit of biodegradable glitter on there, which I don't know if I like or not. And let's cut it. It's been 24 hours, I promise. This is cold process soap. So we're just gonna cut that little end piece off. When I pulled this bar out, or this loaf out, I looked at the end and I was like, oh, it didn't really mix really well. I'm not gonna like it. And yeah, and this first bar, yeah, it's a little too lined for me. But the rest of the bars look really good, and I think they have a really nice mix to them.